Hey guys, welcome to the next part of Let's Play Football Manager 2015 with Derby County, and this is the half-season review for the 2024-25 season. Let's jump right into the league table. Waste no time. Slightly disappointing so far, but also a bit surprising in other circumstances as well. We are in sixth, as you can see, although we do have some games in hand. At some stages even 3 on the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City here. So, you know, there's potentially 9 points. We could theoretically be level with Liverpool if we win them. Obviously, we have teams like Everton. I have no idea how they're up there in 5th. Again, obviously, we have a game in hand on them. I don't know why we have a game in hand. Never really been an explanation for it. And yeah, apart from Everton, I guess Aston Villa up there as well. I mean, if we look at last season, I mean, Everton and Villa mid-table, look at them climbing a bit. Villa not a million miles behind. Tottenham there, Sunderland. Newcastle are really slipping away. I mean, where were Newcastle last year? Where are they? They're 15th, but they really are slipping away, and they are in serious trouble. I mean, look at that, level on points with Nottingham Forest there in 18th. Really not good. But I'd take this league table with a pinch of salt, to be honest, because it's not quite, it doesn't tell the full tale, put it that way. It's a bit misstrewn at the moment. So before we get onto anything, let's go over the transfer history. So, players we've gotten rid of then. Now, apologies if I've gone over a couple of these before. It's been a while since I've actually made a video. Apologies for the delay on this one as well. I struck up a bit of a cold over the weekend. I think the last thing you want to hear is me sniffling every few seconds. But players here we've got rid of. So Carl Jenkinson's gone to Everton. Probably explains why they're in 5th place. He's just been terrible for me. He really was. I was so happy to just get rid of him. Jeff Hendrick. This is another one. We're starting to move up now. Obviously, we're in the Champions League. It's like we need to take that next step in quality. We had the likes of Hendrick, and Birigi Mana here, Jenkinson. They were decent for mid-table, upper mid-table Premier League teams, but not now in the Champions League. We need to improve, and we'll go over the players we brought in a couple of moments to counteract that. Dominic Oduro has gone, the Ghanaian, gone to Real Valladolid for a pretty decent profit, actually. I think he, 3.2 million profit and, a few years service out of him. I don't think it's too bad, but he's never a great player, to be honest, but whatever. Sold Derrida to this team here for $250,000. Again, I just wanted to get rid of him. Obviously, sending young players like Thompson, Haroy. Here he's 19. I think I usually say about 19, 20 is around about the good time to get them into your first team, so I'll probably give him another season. Isaac's gone on loan. Todd, here's another one I really like. I think he's a local lad as well, Arnold. I'm not quite sure where Arnold is, but I think he's a local lad. He come through the system. Watson, not as well. Here's another one. These are just players I'd say to keep a lookout for, especially this lad. I mean, look at that potential. Even just the potential is really good. 18, so he's got a few years yet. I sold Goma to Stuttgart. Horribly inconsistent, this boy. He is just... Don't be fooled by his attributes and his report. He is horrible. Let me just put it this way. Look at his average rating here. 6.5, 6.8, 6.7, 6.7... virtually at 6.8 there, and 6.6. He was horrible. He was just error prone and just an absolute nightmare player. It's just really horrible. Moving along anyway, Keith Jeffries. This was now... this was actually on... Well, they moved on New Year's Day, but obviously we sorted these out in the season. Never really good enough, Jeffries, unfortunately. Made a very handy profit on him, though, I think. A couple of seasons. I mean, he got 7 goals last season. 6 this season. I mean, he's not amazing. Oops. He's not amazing, but, he's... Again, he was decent for where we were, but, again, we need to make that next step. Really unfortunate situation here with Christopher Asia. Really like this boy. I was recommended him months ago now. And, brought him to Derby. Unfortunately, I couldn't fit him in the team. I really couldn't fit him in. Again, made a profit, though, and that's the key thing. I'm making sure we make profits on the majority of these players. The last one to go, Asad Hector, he's gone to Las Palmas. I think he's give up on his career now. And Nabil Bentaleb has gone as well. I'm just, again, getting rid of players now who I think probably aren't good enough at this level. Again, a profit, and, 5 very good years for Bentaleb. I think he was captain at one point as well. I think I moved it on, but I think he was captain when we came in. So players brought in now, obviously, we're really getting to that stage now where it's just regen central. I mean, and obviously it's a lot harder to keep up. I mean, yeah, especially if you're watching, potentially 3 or 4, 5, 6 different FMCs with all these names, regen names, and it's like, oh God, who plays for who? I completely understand if you are at a bit of a loss. Don't worry, it's perfectly natural and normal. But if you ever need to reference, come back and watch the video. That's all I can say. So the first player brought in from RMK Split is Darko Vuko. This boy was found by one of my scouts when he was doing his tour to Europe. And wow, look at this guy. He's already got 16 heading, 16 tackling. He's 16 years old. This guy is very, very special, I think, or he could be very special. Can play at centre-back, left-back. I'm going to hopefully train him to be good in right-back as well, so he can play anywhere in defence. Obviously, his stats are, for the majority there, pretty low. The one that stands out for me in particular is this. That leadership, 15. At the age of 16, that is mightily impressive. His strength's 15 as well. Jump and reach, I mean, he's 6'5", that's a pretty damn big 16-year-old. But yeah, I really do like him. I think he could be absolutely amazing. And then this one, I could not believe I got this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Aaron Francis. I got him on a free. Now, a little thing you should know here. Now, I imagine most of you don't play Football Manager Classic, so let me explain how I found this guy. At the end of every season, or on the 1st of July, I think it is, you get a report sent to you by someone, anonymous, I don't know, basically telling you of the biggest players who have been released by their club that are available as free agents, and you can sign them up immediately. 99% of the time, it is just full of has-beens, 33, 4-plus-year-olds, who don't really have much of a future in the game. Maybe if you're a mid to lower level Premier League team, you might find some of these players handy. Not for me, though. They're not very good. This guy, though, was that 1 out of 100 exception. He was released by Manchester City. As you can see, he's played 11 times for me. I don't know, obviously, how he's going to get in front of the likes of Cook and so on, but we'll see from the future. But I was just staggered that Man City let him go. Hell, look at that! He even went to Gil Vicente in Portugal, I think that is. So yeah, this guy, I can't believe it. He's 23 years old. He's a pretty freaking decent player. He was really, honestly, hand on heart, he was released in the summer as a free agent. He must not have been getting enough first team football, and he must not have wanted to renew his contract. That is the only thing I can assume here, because it's just utterly bizarre that he would be free. So I mean, he's not something incredibly special. I mean, he hasn't played for England. That's usually an indicator of how good a player is. 23 years old, how many caps does he have? Does he have 50 caps? Does he have 20 caps, 5 caps, 1 cap? So you get an idea where he is. Then we're going a bit abroad for this lot now. We've got the first one, Inaki Martinez. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it's the right player. You might ring a bell, this lad, and that's because he actually came on loan with us a few years ago. And I completely did not realise this is the same guy. I've managed to get him on loan again 4 years later. This is, yeah, I recognise, I sort of had something in the back of my mind. I was like, I recognise that guy, but it was more sort of, I know him as being good type thing, rather than, we had him on loan a few years ago. But yeah, he was available for loan. I'm like, oh, we need some centre-backs, we need to, sort our defence out. And as you can see here, well, that's certainly what I'm doing. Yeah, that was just a complete freak incident that we managed to re-sign a player we had on loan 4 years ago. It's just utterly bizarre. Next one, Jason Murillo, a real player. Look at that smile, man. How can you possibly say no to that smile? 32-year-old Colombian. He is obviously a lot younger in real life. We're in 2025, of course. Chelsea signed him in 2017-18 for a staggering £31 million after Napoli had signed him. Who does he play for in real life currently? He plays for Granada, apparently. And yeah, he's been an absolute Chelsea stalwart for 7 years. Then they released him. Oh, sorry, they didn't. They put him on the transfer list, probably because he's getting too old now. And I think this is exactly what we need. Just a bit of a steady, experienced head at the back. I mean, let's have a look. I mean, leadership 16, positioning 18, marking 19. He's still got 16 natural fitness, concentration 17, anticipation. It's all there. Pretty decent defensive stats. Obviously, he's injured at the minute. Well, I think this guy could be a very, even if it is just for 2 or 3 years, a very handy asset in our back four. Moving on, here's a regen. Daniel Francois, I think is how you pronounce it, just to make sure, because I've been told many variations of that word. Signed him from Lyon for £4 million. I was a little bit unsure on this guy, but I took a punt on him and I'm confident so far. He scored 1 goal, and he's fairly solid. I think he, as he learns the language, obviously he can't speak English yet. And as I say, I've mentioned many times on previous videos, that has an effect, especially defenders. Obviously he'll get better. So, for a 24-year-old, I'm pretty reasonably happy with £4 million. He's a left back. I like him. We've got another player on loan. Again, just trying to get numbers at the back, just to get good numbers and quality. This lad from Paraguay, 65 appearances. He's only 24. You see what I mean? You can get an idea of how good a player is. Well, no, obviously that's in proportion to his country. Obviously, if he was Brazilian, I can't imagine he'd have that many caps. But this guy's really good. He was on loan from Manchester United, who they signed for 6. I mean, I don't know, he didn't even play. He made 1 international appearance that season. What a phenomenal signing! I think they won quite a lot of money for him though, so I'm not sure how much if I'm going to be able to keep hold of him. So, and the other player I've bought from Man United is this boy, Jose Maria Granero. Really good, actually. I can't believe he was actually for sale and for £5 million, an absolute sniff. Or is it sniff or snip? I can't remember. Anyway, you can play it right or centre back. 7 appearances for Spain, 18 marking, 16 tackling, 17 positioning, determination, anticipation, agility. He's not bad either. This guy looks the real deal. He can even play as defensive midfield if we really need him to. Look at that, he's been all over the place. He was at Arsenal, then Man U bought him, and now we've got him. Strange. I don't know what it is about Arsenal, Man U. Hell, not even just Arsenal, Man U. The big clubs exchanging players. They just seem to do it a lot. Well, way more than they do in real life, anyway. Right, so let's go over the fixture results then. So, a terrible start, to put it bluntly. A terrible start to the season, as we lose 4-0 at Anfield. Can you see the reasoning here? Obviously, this is never going to be easy. We don't have a particularly good record at Anfield, and obviously, Francois, they're not having a great start. There's Murillo not having a great start. You're thinking, oh boy, what have I done? That one I can understand, because Liverpool are very good. We're not quite at their level yet. Potentially we could get there, I don't know. We'll just go with the flow and see what happens. Then this one is what concerned me. We lost 1-0 at home to Villa. Jack Grealish, who is still there, by the way, he's 29 years old. I think he's an Aston Villa legend. Let's see, information. Yeah, he's already a legend, look at that. That's 29 years old, legend. He's been there for years, hasn't he? He has not moved on, so fair play to him. But yeah, 83rd minute, Rocco Gallio just having one of those games where he's like, nah, not going to do anything today. But Villa are one of those really irritating teams now who do seem to finally, maybe the team that I was building a few years ago is starting, just to creep up a bit there. It's like, it's perhaps coming good, just, as we thought it would. Obviously, in the command of Sir David Moyes. I don't know. we did register our first win with a victory at White Hart Lane, or actually not White Hart Lane, sorry, I beg your pardon, Wembley. Saramago and Martinez with the goal. Let's show you Saramago's goal here. Again, if in case you don't know why Tottenham are playing at Wembley, I think there's been a glitch here. This is a spoiler. Well, it's not a spoiler. It's far from a spoiler. But in the future, England will host a European Championship, thing like Euro 20 something or other, and one of the stadiums in use is New White Hart Lane. I'll probably mention this again in a future video, but one of the stadiums that is used in that tournament is New White Hart Lane. Unfortunately, no one actually plays at White Hart Lane. I think the game has glitched and not moved Tottenham from a temporary residence of Wembley to then what should be their permanent residence of New White Hart Lane. So I don't know what's happened there. If it's happened to you guys, please let me know, because I can't offer a reason why that's happened. It's other than the game just glitched. Simple as that. We won then 3-1, so finally the season got going. Saramago again, Mahoney with a goal, and Santa Maria with a goal. Then we played our first Champions League game, well, for a few years anyway, and as you can see we got through, and we're due to play Barcelona, oh no, who won in 2022, so that's always promising. Let's have a look at the groups then. Let's just have a look in general. So Barcelona, look at that, 5 wins and 1 draw. Oh dear. They're in Newcastle, who somehow are in there. They actually managed to finish ahead of Bayern Munich. I can't believe that one. Especially if you look at where they are in the friggin' table. I can't give an answer for that one either. But as you can see, we had Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. We managed to knock Dortmund out. This was insane. I'll go over this in a moment. Petrolul, is it Petrolul? Them. We'll go over that briefly. Who else? Sampdoria are actually a decent team on this. There's Cristiano Ronaldo. Just want to show you Ronaldo. He's 40 years old. He is retiring at the end of the season. Look at those freaking the mentals. What? He is still 133 appearances. Look how many. Bear in mind, as I say, he's 40 years old. He's scored 16 goals and 7 assists. That's not right at all. Well, I say, actually, sorry, I just remembered something. Sampdoria, I say they're good. They won the friggin' thing. Yes, your 2024 Champions League winners are apparently Sampdoria. I don't know. But anyway, let's get back to the results here. So we played Petrolul, first game, battered them. Santa Maria, Perry, Roberts and Mahoney with the goal. I'll show you the first goal we had back in the Champions League. Now obviously Derby have been in the Champions League before. You've been a keen watcher of the series since the, for a few months now I guess. You will know of course that Derby actually were in the Champions League. They managed to qualify through, I can't remember who's managing them actually, but they managed to finish 4th. I think they may have actually got knocked out at the qualifying round. So, so this might actually be their first Champions League game, European Cup game, whatever, for about 40 years. Actually, not 40 years, we're in the 20s now, aren't we? So we're talking, probably about 50 years. Since the Brian Clough days, I imagine. Then we came back down to earth with a drubbing at Old Trafford. Look at this, Stevens, Grimmer. Jack Grimmer he's shit. I'm sorry, he's shit. He will be going at some point. I just need to find, obviously with the likes of Granero and Martinez, the 2 Martinez's coming in. He's a good stopgap. Hopefully I'll make a profit on him. I'd like to think I will, because I've done it so far. Anyway, moving on. Aaron Francis scored his first goals as we battered Cardiff in the Capital One Cup. I'll show you Francis's first goal. There's Josh Barker, young lad. I'm not sure again. I can't quite remember if I've brought him up. I'll show you him again. Come on, it's also played Vuko and so on here. I do like to play my kids here. This is a lovely goal, especially for a player who doesn't score that many goals apparently. Looking at his stats. But obviously, if you've been with me a long time, you know I like to really push it with my with playing my kids in the cup games. I think when I was at Liverpool on FM13, I really took the piss. Like, I think I had an average age. I think the lowest average age I ever got was 19 for one game. that's a first team game in like the FA Cup third round. I think the average age of one team I put out was about 18 or 19, and that's just silly. So, one more draw against Hull here. I think it was an own goal, in fact. Jordan McGee own goal. Again, the midfield doing well. Callum Cook, this guy is just awesome. He's a real player. Honestly, I genuinely urge you to get this guy. He's just awesome. Again, having a good game, but look at Jack Groom's the frigging captain. Are you joking? Is his leadership of 18? It's a pity you can't translate that to anything else. We then actually had a great result against Dortmund. I couldn't believe this one. Santa Maria, and yes, there he is again. Callum Cook popping up with the Man of Match awards with the last-minute goal. Timo Werner, yes, that's Borussia Dortmund. Sold from Stuttgart to Dortmund for £33 million a few years ago. He's just a quality player. In case you don't know who this guy is, this guy's a proper wonder kid. He's been a classic Football Manager wonder kid now for quite some time. I think since about FM 12, I want to say, maybe 11. There's Santa Maria again, classic poacher's goal. That was just after the second half started, I think, as well. So that was a great start. At this point, there's Carlos Fierro as well. God, he is good on this game, let me tell you, Carlos Fierro. Well, I think you knew that anyway. He's kind of, Carlos Fierro. He's pretty good. But Dortmund, as I say, a pretty good team here. And obviously this goal comes in here in a moment. I mean, Fischer should probably be doing a little bit better. But I was still happy at this point with the draw. I thought, you know what, I'll take this. Then we got this highlight, and I'm thinking, oh shit, Callum Cook on the spin, and bang! First goal of the season. I don't know. We've managed to do it somehow. I just want to introduce you to a couple more players. I'm not sure if I've introduced you to Sean Fisher, the guy who was responsible for the goal. I probably have likened him to a player before. Look, labelled the next Luke Shaw. I don't think so. Not by them stats. He's got a bit of a physical about him, but yeah, he's not bad though. He's not the worst player. I like him to, as I say, to Jason Malone, that classic regen I got on FM 12, I think it was. Not a great player, but my God, did he play his heart out. Absolutely played his heart out with the team. Then again, we follow it up. It's just a strange result here where we go to Carrow Road and lose. Callum Cook got his second goal in 2 games. But then we bounce back with a 5-1 victory over Huddersfield. You can see it's a very topsy-turvy start to the season. Rocco Gallio finally deciding he bloody wants to turn up and scores himself a hat-trick. Conor Mahoney with 2 for himself. And then this was difficult to take, to be honest with you. I felt we deserved Diego Poyet, 8-point. I felt we deserved something out of this game. Cristiano Ronaldo, what can you do? He's a 40-year-old. I'm trying to think who else has Real Madrid got. They've got Jordi Amat, okay, Kevin Volland. There they are in that lurid, horrible pink. But yeah, 40. You can see the goal to a 40-year-old in the Champions League. I mean, how does that happen? They've got Volland. They've got Dirk Dickhout, which is a horrible word. It's a horrible name to say if you've got a Scouse accent like I have. I can't possibly say that without having my accent coming up. I'll try and say it properly. Dirk Dickhout. See, it still sounds Scouse. It's rubbish. Then we got a couple of good victories here with a 3-0 thrashing at QPR Stadium. Stuart Perry and Rocco Gallio with the goals. And then fourth round, great game in the 4th round of the Capital One Cup against Swansea. Gallio with 2 goals. Barker here, Josh Barker. I'm not sure if I've introduced you to him. 17 finishing. He's not going to be the best player in the world, but my God, does he have something here. He's got 16 work rate, 17 finishing, decent physical, very good physicals in part. He's one of those players who I think I might just be able to rely on occasionally. Just go, oh lads, go on, get on, bangers in a goal, or something like that. Obviously Gallio here with the 89th minute winner. Patrick Roberts there. You'll know Patrick Roberts. If you especially have been watching a few other saves, I know Mick especially really pushes this guy. He's classic Fulham wonder kid. He's 28 now. Hasn't really developed as well as he can on this save, but that's nothing to do with me. He was already here when I joined. Zivkovic, He's at Swansea. Yep, I know. I don't get it either. He was bought by Man U for 2.7 mil. Scored 1 goal and then sold to Swansea, where he's scored 7. Again, I can offer nothing. A draw against West Brom 2-2 here, Santa Maria, and there is Barker again with a goal. And then this one, again, difficult to take, especially in the Bernabeu. Ronaldo again, perhaps, yeah, they will probably deserve to win this time. But it's just like, come on, a 40-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo scoring 2 winners against you in the Champions League. Identical goals. I mean, and the problem is, because this is Football Manager Classic, there is only so much you can do with set pieces and stuff. So, yeah, I probably should have learned my lesson, but I thought he probably won't even play in the next game. And he bloody well did. But the problem was, I forgot. If we look at his, let's see, where is he? His natural fitness is still 19 at 40 years old. I kind of done goofed a bit there. I messed that one up. But whatever, we got through in the end. But it was simply down to my set piece defensive routine. 1-1. Goodison Park. Josh Barker again scoring. Probably, well, I suppose not the worst result in the world, considering, you know, where Everton are, obviously. Let's have a look. We'll show you their players in a moment after this goal. Reaction times from Barker there. Who have they got then? So they've got this guy. There's like 3 Movement El Idrissi. Sorry, I'm going to get confused by them. There's so many ones. There's a Spanish one, there's a Moroccan, there's a French one. Sorry, I'm probably going to get confused. Anyway, he's a good player. There's Joel Weitman, who's a great player. Recommend him definitely if you can get a chance. Brendan Galloway comes into a decent player on this. Who else have they got? Well, anyway, yeah, for some reason Everton are doing well, and again, probably pointing to a few players I've highlighted there. We then played Newcastle and won 3-2. Gray, Cook and Gallia with the goals. And then Petrolul, again we went to, Christ, where are they? Hungarian? Oh, Romanian. 1-1 in Romania. How's it going on? Scored. Saramago off the bench. Gallia again, just not turning up. Didn't fancy it. Then we have just the most ridiculous game at the Emirates. Santa Maria with a hat-trick. First half hat-trick. But still not enough, as Arsenal put 6 past us. There's Oscar. Yes, that is Chelsea's Oscar. Now playing for Arsenal. Angel Correa here, who is, again, another real player. Currently at Atletico Madrid, is that correct, or is that happening in the game? I don't know. More some of you probably know more about European football than me. And yeah, Francois, I think, scoring his first goal as well. Let's have a look at this. I mean, with the exception of, well, I say with the exception, the entire back four for both teams really played poorly. There's Francois. They're not going to have. There's so many goals like that in this game. There's just loads of goals like that. And this one really took me by surprise. Just a very easy 2-0 victory over Dortmund here. Shane Duffy coming big. 33 years old now, but it's still not stopping him. Captain for the night, man of the match. Let's have a look at his goal. As you can see, Santa Maria being, you know, he's done well, Santa Maria. Well, I just realised, look how many shots they had. But look at the average rating. Here is Shane Duffy's goal coming up. Lovely finish, to be fair, from a defender. Oh, it's really good. Christ, we have a lot of games. Okay. Let's see. We then followed up with a 1-0 victory over Chelsea. Saramago scoring. And then lost to Swansea. Again, just feckin' Swansea. My bloody bogey team. I swear to, I say I beat them in the Camden Cup, but in the league, they're my friggin' bogey team. We then played Stoke at the Britannia and got a very comfortable 3-0 win. Rocco Gallio can do it on a cold Wednesday night in Stoke. Yes, you know it's cold because it's in December. Then 3-0 again. This one, the big Brian Clough Trophy derby. The East Midlands. I was devastated for Derby as they lost against Forest at the weekend. The last-minute goal from, I've forgotten who. Never mind. Anyway, I was devastated for them. slightly have a soft spot for Derby now. Won't support them, but you know, soft spot. 3-0, absolute trouncing of Forest. Lingard, Santa Maria and Cook, man of the match again. He's just fantastic, is this boy Callum Cook. A really good player. Stoke nearly got some revenge on us. They made it slightly harder this time, but we still won 3-2 against them. Galio, Tarkowski and Barker with the goals. Francois, unfortunately, I think, putting through his own net. 3 draws in a row. 3-3 at the City of Manchester Stadium. Rocco Galio with 2. But it still wasn't enough. As City, as you can see there, who have they got in their team? There's Nathan, you might remember him. Will Hughes against his old club. Sebastian Corchia, Lucas Digne, Nastasic is still there. Chamberlain, Chalobah, Bernard. Joe Hart's still there. How old's Joe Hart now? God, he's 37, Jesus. Obviously, Rune Hansen here, he's a good little... Well, it's good little, he's a very good Danish regen goalkeeper. But Galio again, get us a decent point. Nastasic on goal. I think we actually were 3-1 up. And then... surprise, surprise, we blew a 2-goal lead. Gee, I've never seen that one on Football Manager before. Stalemate at our home as we can only draw 0-0 with Sunderland. And a slightly irritating, really irritating thing where we drew with Bournemouth. Guess what happened? 90 plus 6 equaliser. What the fuck? Check this out. Kevin Russell. I can't believe it. And there's... do you remember this guy? He came off injured. Torben Jeppesen. Look at that for a goal. What a goal that is. 10 men they were as well. It's Jeppesen, whatever he's called. Injured. 10 men. And they score an absolute screamer to keep themselves in it. Not what we needed. We didn't need a replay. But look again. Where is it? No. Look at that. Again, it's just... FA Cup, pain in the arse, third round, losing to Sunderland. Where is it? I think it happened. Didn't this happen again with Palace? Yeah, fucking another one. 90 plus 3, Campos there. Absolute pain in the arse, they are. I think that was it. But yeah, my God, they've conceded a few bloody late equalisers in the FA Cup, I tell you. Oh, you've seen a few spoilers there, never mind. We did eventually win that, by the way, after extra fucking time. Galio and Gray, I think Damari Gray there, in the 118th minute. Jesus. Josh Barker, the man of the match, even though he hadn't scored. 31 shots. Jesus. Look at that, another late equaliser for them. But here's the late goal. Barker with the ball over the top for Rocco Galio. He's onside. He makes no mistake. And eventually... eventually went through. We played Liverpool, got a bit of revenge for the early season humiliation. Saramago scored 2, Tarkowski and Galio scored, and we won 4-2, so that's decent. 5-3, good little run here against Norwich. Galio with a hat-trick, he's starting to turn it on now. Cook and Saramago. Then the Catalan Cup semi-finals, and as you can see, we're going to Wembley, we're going to take on West Brom. Can we win a piece of bloody silverware? Seriously, it's 10 years now. I haven't won a thing. Well, that's a thing. I've not. Well, yeah, I haven't won anything. It's annoying. But yeah, 3-1 at Pride Park. Easy as you like. Gray, Patrick Roberts, and Rocco Galio with the goals. They got a penalty early on. We made up for it though. Patrick Roberts, man of the match. Obviously, they missed the penalty, but of course scored from it instantly. Then we played Scunthorpe in the 4th round FA Cup. Easy as you like. Perry, Roberts and Poyet with the goal. That's right. Let's have a look at Diego Poyet. He doesn't score very often. Poyet now. Play him in that half-back role. I still maintain he is one of the best I was going to say half-backs. I don't play half-backs very often. But defensive midfielders, let's say that. One of the best defensive midfielders I've ever had on Football Manager. He is outstanding. But then this. Just... classic Football Manager again, where it's like, this isn't suspenseful enough, this isn't mad enough, we need to have a crazy second leg, and that's exactly what it does. Obviously it's because Everton of course have gone full out attack, and obviously you have to be defensive in situations like this. Again, look at Tarkowski. I'm not sure how much, how out of level he is. here now anymore. James Tarkowski. So I know he scored a few goals, but I'm not sure. 4-3. So that's 6-5 on aggregate. Let's have a look. Let's have a look again. Sorry, Rocco Gallia. Look at that. Krejcik there put them. Actually, it was 5-5. I think they were going through at that point on away goals. But then Rocco Gallia came up with this. I wish I was doing this one live because it was just like, oh, bloody typical Football Manager. But you know, we were absolutely flying. If you look at the score at the time periods of the goals, look at that. Carl Jenkinson. Oh, he's just totally put his team out. Is it meant to be? But look, if I just guide you through this match, it was an own goal and then Demarai Gray. That is 5-1. I make that 5-1 going into half time. And then Rashford scores, that's 5-2. Edwards 5-3. Gallagher 5-4. Krejcik 5-5. Galio 6-5. But imagine, but let's just look at this Galio goal again. Bear in mind it's 5-5. I think, I can't remember, does the away goal rule apply? Let's just have a look. It doesn't say. Oh, hang on, that was final, sorry, beg your pardon. So away goals used if scores a level after extra time. Extra time plays if scores a level. Right, okay, yeah. So they wouldn't have gone through on the away goal, I suppose, until extra time. Obviously, the score was level. So that meant extra time. That would have been a pain in the arse. But then Galio popped up. Bear in mind, so let's just take it through again. It's 5-5. I'm thinking, shit, we've totally blown this. And then Carl Jenkinson, the former Derby man, goes and does that. Astonishing. And then lastly, I'll leave you with this 1-0 victory over QPR. Standard, really. Eric Dyer unfortunately got injured, but Saramago made easy work of them and gave us the three very much needed points at this stage in the league. Yes, and you can see that Nevan Subotic plays for QPR, and no, I'm not kidding. Lovely strike from Saramago there. So let's go over then the league player stats very quickly. So Julian Brandt is top. There's Lukaku back at Chelsea, Harry Kane at Southampton. Yes. Rocco Gallia with 12, Saramago with 8. There's Matthew Richings. Remember him. Son Heung-min is in there. Jack Grealish leads the assist table. Dele Alli, know him, player of the match 6 times for West Brom. And Brent has top of the average rating column. Yeah, I think that's it then. I think we are now completely up to date. So let's just go over then. So we're due to play West Brom. That is a live commentary final. That is coming up next. That will be the next live video, or the next video in general, sorry. I hope you will join me for that. Can we win our first piece of feckin' silverware? we need to. We've then got the 5th round of the FA Cup. That's going to be at Anfield. I'm not looking forward to that, if you recall what happened in the first game of the season. And something I'm really not looking forward to either, that is FC Barcelona. We're at home first as well. They're managed by Leonid Slutsky. Neymar is the captain. He is 33 years old. Luis Suarez is still there at 38 years old. He's a Barcelona legend. I sincerely hope he doesn't stay that long, because that would be terrible. Let's see what else they've got. They've got this guy, Tony Trinidad de Villena. Do you know what? I'll never call him that fully. They've also got Serge Gnabry and Stambouli and Stephen the Fridge, as I like to call him. Yeah, and I'm sure that if any Dutch people watching, you probably won't get that one, but okay. Stefan de Vrij, okay. Marc-Andre ter Stegen is still there. He's only 32. He's been there for, well, over 10 years now. Raphael, I think that's a regen, yeah. Jeez, he's quite good. And yeah, that's what we're up against. Oh, I think this guy's quite good. Yeah, Diogo Mateus. There's always a good player in FM called Mateus. I don't know why. Let's have a look in their... Oh, no, sorry. They don't have a reserve team. They're Barcelona B. Never mind. Don't think there'll be anyone else on there. Anyway, that's going to do it from me. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give the video a like. I will see you then for the live commentary next. That is going to be the Capital One Cup final versus West Bromwich Albion. Join me for that, please. See you then.